Welcome to the TransMissions Trips to the Store, where we show off all the cool Transformers stuff we got this week. And this is a big one because Jeremy and I just got back from TFcon, so we've got a few things to show. But let's start off as we always do with Darryl. So Darryl, what did you get this week?
Well, I went to TFcon.
3 months ago.
Yeah. And I'm still pulling stuff out of the bag. No. I had a pretty good week, I think. Let's see here. I got some comics. A couple of these things you're going to see, not the comics essentially, but a couple of the toys I got are replays from the Google Hangout that Yoshi and I did last week. So if you didn't watch that, then they're new to you. But if you did...
Also, shame on you.
I know, right? Whatever.
Sorry, I was driving.
So I got some comics. The first comic is Robots in Disguise number 34, the Andrew Griffith cover. Yeah, it's a good cover. I got Primacy. I got issue number 3 of Primacy. That's Livio Remendelli's cover. And I splurged and got Sarah Stone's cover as well.
That's an awesome one.
Yeah, it looked pretty cool. So, yeah. And lastly, comic-wise, I got More Than Meets the Eye number 34, the Nick Roche cover.
Nice.
Yeah. Now, I don't know how many of you guys were aware, but there was a gift exchange that went on through the Transformers subreddit, and I was a part of that. So my gift came in from my Secret Santa, and I was lucky enough to get the Creo Microchangers Combiner Abominus.
Cool.
Yeah, that's not been released in Canada yet, as far as I'm aware, so I was pretty happy to get that. And also, Generations G-Axis.
Wow.
Oh, nice.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty cool. That's the repaint and remold of the Starscream mold, and it came from the U.S. because I got the comic.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Too bad you can't read it since it's not in French.
Again. I did do my weekly Value Village trip, and I did manage
How
to.
many kids did you make cry?
Not many. I think people are catching on to what I'm doing, so I'm not finding as many good things anymore. But I did find 2 Revenge of the Fallen figures for really cheap. This is Smokescreen, and he's missing his gun and missile, so he's 100% complete. And this is a horrendous toy, like so terrible. He looks pretty good in alt mode. He's a Pontiac Solstice, but the robot mode, like, I don't know how well you can see it here, but the arms or the hands on this thing, these are atrocious. Like,
his hands are the headlights?
Yeah, that's where there is a small little claw here for the hand, but the actual hand, like, there's the top, that's what makes the hand. So you flip around the panel, which is really thin, and you flip out that little claw, and that is his arm. Like, look at how thin that thing is. Like, that's a piece of garbage. That's an arm.
Like the movie, that's a piece of shit.
It is. And 3/4 of this figure is leg.
Hey-o.
Look at that. Wow.
Legs that just won't quit.
That's right. So I got that. That's Revenge of the Fallen, like I said, and I'm not too happy with it, but whatever. It was $4, but I did get this, and I did show this one off on the hangout that Yoshi and I did. This is Revenge of the Fallen Soundwave, and this is actually 100% complete. It's got its missile here, and he is a triple changer, if you'll believe it. He becomes a satellite, a spaceship jet thingy, and obviously the robot. So he's pretty cool looking, actually. I don't really mind him all that much, but yeah, he's kind of neat. I got one more thing for you. one more thing, and I have been looking for this thing forever. And Charles, you kind of spoiled it earlier on in the episode. Hegemon. This guy is by Toy World. This is a third-party figure, and man, this thing is awesome. This is really freaking cool, man. Yoshi, what are you gonna say?
Good looking.
No,
The thing that jumped out at me.
It doesn't have rubber tires.
No. I understand. That's cool. That's fine. The thing that jumps out at me is the insignia on it.
Yeah, I put that on myself.
Nice. And when you transform it into a gun, I'm totally stoked. As you can see, when you transform it into a gun, does the trigger work?
Yep. The trigger is on the back. Unfortunately, there is no click for the trigger, but there it is there. And yeah, it is a spring, but there is no click for the. So
right.
But it does move, so you can use it as a gun, and the scope, you can see through the scope as well. So yeah.
How much was
the
that
fusion
bad boy?
cannon?
Yeah. But yeah, he's awesome. Like really, really cool figure. This is the B version, or the second release, which means that essentially I did not get the barrel extender and the stock that came with the original release of Hegemon. And it's unfortunate because it makes the gun look a lot less cool, a lot less G1 Megatron looking. But I'm going to try and see if I can find a way to get those pieces. But if I can't, it's no big loss. It still looks really cool in gun mode. If you look online, you can find pictures of it. If you guys particularly want a picture, just look on my Twitter. I did post a picture of it after I transformed it. But this thing is freaking awesome, man. And I have ordered an add-on kit to give him some stability in his feet here, a little bit more thicker shoes as you would, and 2 new heads for him, just to give him some grimacing looks. But this thing is really cool. Highly recommended.
Awesome.
Damn.
I'm done.
All right.
Drops his computer, walks away.
All right, Yoshi.
Yeah.
Oh, we will. Don't worry. Yoshi, we're going to move on to you next, and then Jeremy and I will finish up with our TFcon stuff.
Oh.
I see how it is.
Yes, that's how it is.
They think they got something big.
Yeah, you go to one convention and then you get an ego.
Well, you would know, Yoshi.
I would know, because I have an ego. Very misplaced one, too, I might add. All right, the first thing I have to show came in today. My big brother got me a T-shirt.
Nice.
Oh, cool.
Freaking G1 and everything. This means this is kind of a big revelation, because it kind of implies that he might actually listen when I'm talking to him. The other thing I got is also something I showed during our live Google Hangouts that apparently people are missing, and now we can show shit from that again. I have the art of Transformers packaging.
Oh, awesome.
Oh,
That's
Legacy.
wicked. Yeah.
I love this book. This book is beautiful. This book is awesome.
That doesn't look like Hegemon there.
It's the cod piece, isn't it?
Yeah. The big steel boner.
I do not remember where I heard this online, but apparently there were a lot of interviews done with the original artists that worked on these original drawings that haven't been included in this book. And the theory is that IDW might release a special edition of this book that has more, if not all, of those interviews that they conducted.
Well, I've heard that
That
they've
is a...
this
Go ahead.
this first run sold out, and they're already in the second printing
Wow.
of this version of it.
But as far as there being more interviews and that kind of stuff, it's a rumor, which I hope is true. I mean, I'd be kind of mad at IDW for double dipping and creating a product I'd have to buy again. But This thing is beautiful. I'm really glad I have it. It's
Would that really surprise you, Yoshi?
it wouldn't.
That IDW would put out a second copy of the book that you'd have to buy again in a slightly different version?
I guess not.
Well, you know, the one of the authors, Bill Forster, is on Twitter, and he actually listened to our show where we did our initial review of the book. So we probably could get him on the show to talk about it if we asked nicely.
Oh, I would be all for that.
Cool.
Because if they do intend to release a second version of the book, and we get a little bit of insider information on what they're going to put in and all that stuff, then I can give him hell for double dipping and being an asshole.
But then he'll just pass the blame off to IDW.
Sure.
We always treat our guests great when we have them on the show.
We treat them like they're real people, and I think that's why they continue to come on the show, but never twice. They just come on the once, and that's why. So with that, since Charles is super excited, I'm going to toss it to Jeremy and see what you were able to supply for us there, son.
All right. Well, I went to this little convention, small little thing called TFcon, and I got business cards from things. This one, Sarah Stone's.
What I meant, Jeremy, is Charles. I'm going to pass it on to you.
I'm building up.
Uh-huh.
This is Sarah Stone's business card.
It's a square?
Yeah. And it's got, this is like her, I think she did human versions of Transformers, and that was like Prime Soundwave. And then I got, not that one, Rachel Cook, who was a fan artist. She was there. And then I got a couple of podcasts. Shattered Cast Uncut, which I think they're associated with Saber. No, they're not associated with Sabertron. I think they're just on their own. And then Radio Free Cybertron. So.
Cool. Rachel is friends with Lady Wreck, Amy.
Right.
They live close to each other in Arizona.
And one more business card I got is this new site that hadn't actually launched yet. It's agabyss.com, and that's the place where we got this guy for $65.
Whoa! Look at you!
Yeah. And then I also picked up this guy.
What?
Nice.
$15 plus a trade. And then on the last day, Capture Prey was handing out crayons with a label.
Who'd you get?
So, I don't know. I haven't opened it.
It's got a code on it, right?
I'm lazy.
Don't let him make you feel bad, Jeremy. This is your haul. And
I'll open it right here on the show.
Oh, okay, live. Do it live, yeah.
Thus decreasing the value.
Do it live.
Yeah. I mean, as if the sticker hadn't decreased the value already. I got
Spike, be Spike, be Spike, be Spike.
Crank Start.
Oh.
It was from the preview wave, that first one, eh?
Is it?
Yeah. I know my crayons.
All right. That's all. Oh, one more toy I got. This guy, which is a Kabaya kit for War for Cybertron Optimus Prime.
Nice.
Cool.
And I haven't
Very
opened them up
good.
yet, but that kind of
Do
shows
it
you
live.
no.
Do it live.
Yeah, if we have a couple hours, but I don't know if you can see with the glare there, but
Who's on the bottom? What are they offering there? What are they
uh,
teasing?
it's all in Japanese. It's a blue fire truck. Not
Is that
sure.
RID Optimus?
No, because the robot mode's different. I mean, it's almost
Like the
kind of like a
hotspot.
hoist, a hotspot. Okay. Oh yeah, because they were doing the protective bots.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Yeah. Cool. Well done.
Yeah. So that was all the toys I got. Now into where I spent all of my money. I got a Beast Machines script from Bob Skir. It's
Wow.
for Endgame Part 3, Seeds of the Future, which is one of the final episodes. I think it might be the final episode. And then I got 2 More Than Meets the Eye scripts. Interiors, number 6, and James Roberts signed it. And then Little Victories, number 22. He signed that one too. And these these are the full script and all the commentary, so you can see how he's included all of his annotations from Word, where he has the commentary on the different parts.
Have you gone through those yet?
Not yet.
I'm curious to see if you come across anything that would show you that James Roberts does in fact drive Alex Milne nuts with detail of what he wants.
Yeah. Well, here, okay, just randomly picked a page. This is the scene where Fortress Maximus is in Whirl and Rung are in Rung's office. It starts off, big establishing shot, Rung's office. Whirl, Rung, and Fortress Maximus all in shot. Whirl is on his knees, pinned to the floor by a length of piping wrenched from the ceiling, with which Fort Max has impaled him. The piping puncturing his shoulder and emerging from his torso or crotch, whichever works best. So, yeah, he's a little detailed.
Yeah. Wow.
All right, and then this Lost Light Insider from BotCon that Charles actually got for me and gave it to me. And the same guy that did that, Robots with Coffee, Paul, he didn't do an insider for TFcon, but he did this little Functionist Funnies that's just a handful of little comic strips that, he just, I don't even know how many he made, but he handed those out. Let's see, I got my Beast Machines DVD signed by Bob Skir and Venus Torzo.
Cool.
And then
Nice.
I got one of my G1 box sets. Actually, I don't think I got him. I thought I got it. I guess I didn't get that signed like I thought. Oh no, because I didn't actually meet up with Oppenheimer. I was going to get him to sign that. Let's see.
Next time.
What?
Next time.
Yeah. Now I got, these are actually duplicated because I got 2. I got a set for Yoshi and a set for me. These are little postcards by Sarah Stone. Blur.
Oh, nice.
And then Armada Starscream.
Sweet.
And then Drift and Ratchet.
That's a cool one.
That is cool.
Yeah. And this is a pre-con convention commission I had Josh Perez do, and then I got Dan Gilvezan to sign it.
That's nice.
I figure if I'm
anyone-
gonna get anyone to draw a Bumblebee, it's gonna be the guy who's obsessed.
Of course.
Yeah. And then let's see, Josh Perez. I bought this for my. What?
Was Dan selling his books there?
Yeah.
Yes.
He was.
Okay.
So my wife loves Grimlock, so I got this off Josh Bersham. He autographed it. And then Casey Caller, I managed to snag one of the More Than Meets the Eye cast posters.
Nice.
And then, because we all know what side Optimus Prime is really on.
Truth, justice, and the American way.
Yeah. And then I'm not going to go through everything I got signed, but the last couple things I bought were, and I got a bunch of the artists had these things on metal, and I got a small one from Andy Griffith that I've misplaced, but Charles has one like it, so you'll see his. But then I got these from Livio, and the glare is going to be horrible on these. But this is Soundwave and the cassettes. So let's see if pulling it out does any better.
A little better.
Yeah, a little better. So, and it's pretty sweet. And then this last one is Optimus Prime holding the Matrix.
Wow.
Yeah.
Cool.
So this is, I think one of these is going on my wall at work, but I couldn't resist them. And then I think that's everything except for the comics I brought to get signed and things like my Wrecker's book. And actually, Livio also signed my Wrecker's book because he was like, "Oh, hey, I have a sketch in there," and in the back where they have a bunch of extras, one of the sketches he did, and he signed that. So I'll find it. It's somewhere in there. But I mean, all the artists were so cool. They were willing to sign anything, as evidenced by the piles we brought to them. So, I think that's it.
Nicely done.
All right. So we come to the end. And let's see, I got a couple things at TFcon as well. But before we get into that, let me just get the comics out of the way. So I did pick up More Than Meets the Eye this week. And so here we've got the regular cover, the subscription cover, and the retailer incentive. All bagged and boarded.
Excellent.
So Jeremy, when he knew that I was interested in those Kabaya kits, so when he saw that Fall of Cybertron Prime, he picked up one for me too. So I put mine together already. So
Oh, cool.
there you go. And when he transforms, it's a little parts formery. He had to like take them apart to transform them, but he's still pretty cool.
Yeah,
And
they're
he's
all kind of like that.
Yeah. And he comes with this little Decepticon guy. I don't know who this is. Maybe he's one of Soundwave's later generation cassettes or something. I don't know. He looks kind of like Laserbeak, like a Cybertronian Laserbeak. He's got a Decepticon symbol on him.
It looks like they combine with the figure on the back of the box. There's like the other Autobot on there comes with one too, but then the back of the box.
Yeah.
It shows them like he becomes like a chess piece.
Still don't know who that is.
No, I can't read Japanese.
Yeah. All right, so Jeremy said there were more Kabaya kits at that vendor, so I actually went back and picked up Aerial Bot combiners. So here's Silverbolt, the torso, and then I got the 4 limbs. So they're actually kind of a mix and match. So the vendor actually had to pull them out to see which ones were the right ones, because you can see on the limbs, certain sets match with limbs. They're kind of like Scramble City, where you can get multiple pieces to attach, so you have to make sure you get the ones at the right color. So we had to actually pull them out to make sure we got that. But the vendor was cool, so he found the right ones for me, and then he gave me a little discount for the whole set. So
Nice.
that was nice. Probably wasn't as big a discount as Darryl could get, but I was satisfied. I did meet Dan Gilvizan, and I got his book, Bumblebee and Me.
Cool.
And got it signed somewhere. Yeah, here we go.
To Charles, stop hugging people.
Also, I bought a print from Josh Perez, where he drew all of the characters that Dan did in G1. And so I had both Josh Perez and Dan Gilvizan sign that. So he thought that was pretty cool. Dan Gilvizan thought that was pretty cool. And I friended him on Facebook, so we might be... I'm going to try to see if he wants to come on the show.
I thought you were going to say we might be BFFs now.
After the hug. It's either that or a restraining order, one of the two.
Level 1 stalking complete.
I did also get in on that Masterpiece Wheeljack deal, $65.
Nice.
So, and I also got Captured Prey. Well, we were in line. They were handing them out. They're free. Of course, I'm going to take one.
Well, who did you get? What the hell?
It's a mystery.
Oh.
I'll open it. My son said, I told my son he could put it together once I opened it.
Please be an angry bird. 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 Please be an angry bird.
Sunstorm.
Nice.
Yeah. So there you go.
That's
Very cool.
An Angry Bird.
Yeah. The best one out of that wave is Galvatron. He's pretty cool.
Oh.
Too bad you didn't get him.
Don't be a dick, Jesus.
He's just jealous.
The last day of the show, I was scrambling a little bit because I thought, well, I'm going to a toy convention. Maybe my kids might like a toy. So I found there was some loose G1 mini bots. So I got a Huffer. Huffer was actually the first Transformer I got as a kid for Christmas. So
And he's
got
actually
that.
got pretty good chrome still on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And I got a Sea Spray. This was another toy that I had as a kid.
I like that figure.
Yeah.
And I also got a Micromaster Road Handler, but my son has it, so I don't have it to show you. But the Sea Spray is, my daughter is playing with the Sea Spray, and the Huffer is for my older son, who's 11, and then my younger son, who's 7, has the Road Handler, and they're enjoying them. And
Nice.
they were these were the mini bots were $10. The Micromaster was $3, so they're enjoying them.
Right on.
So I also got a script from James Roberts. So I had already bought the ones that Jeremy got at BotCon. So I bought the new one that he was showing at TFcon was issue number 16 of More Than Meets the Eye, the Gloaming. And this one I think is not annotated. So he was actually charging less. He was charging $20 for the annotated ones and $15 for this one. So it's cool. Also, one of our listeners, Elaine at More Than Sky on Twitter, remember she got us the Regeneration 1 con exclusives at WonderCon and sent those to us.
Yeah.
And I asked her if she was going to TFcon Chicago, and she said no, but she really wanted to because she really liked that issue of More Than Meets the Eye, issue number 16, and wished she could get the script. So I bought her a copy.
Aww.
Oh, right on.
Elaine, this is for you. I'm putting it in the mail, and you should have it. Hopefully by the time this show goes up, you should have it.
Yeah, he'll be happy to send it as soon as you acknowledge the fact you still watch this show.
So.
Then you have the bonus benefit of getting on the list.
Yes. Yes, you do.
Yoshi,
Yes, sir.
your con exclusive or your Giant Robot Comics exclusive signed
Nice.
by both Casey Collar and Sarah Stone.
Perfect. Thank you, man.
So I will put this on the pile of things that I still have to send to you.
Very cool.
And Yoshi got all these comics for everyone, so Jeremy has his, but I still have Darryl's and mine, so I got all those signed as well.
Right on.
So
You didn't have those say to Yoshi too, and then send it to Darryl?
That might be a little inefficient. Also, our contest winner will be getting this trade paperback, the Windblade trade paperback. So it is now signed by Sarah Stone.
Yay!
So we will send this now to Margaret Scott, and she will sign it and send it to the winner.
Cool, cool.
I also got the previews book that Sarah Stone did for September. So she signed that as well. I like this this image here with pretty much a good sampling of characters from the current IDW comics. Prime prominently focused there, and then Megatron, Drift, and Windblade down there. So I thought this was cool.
The kid can draw.
Casey Collar gave me that Alamo City con exclusive that we couldn't get a hold of. So he had some there, so I got one of those from him. Thank you very much, Casey, for this one.
Right on.
This was cool. I got my Josh Burcham drawn and colored BotCon exclusive comic from, I think this was from 2013.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the retail version, so I bought this in my comic shop, but I think this is the only Josh Burcham drawn Transformers comic that's out currently. So I wanted to make sure I got this signed by him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. Let's see. So here is the little foil card from Andrew Griffith of Grimlock that Jeremy got. We both independently bought the same one. He had a bunch of different characters, and I think this was the coolest one, this Grimlock. So.
In person, the colors really pop on those.
Yeah, definitely. I also got a script from Bob Skier. I got one of his Transformers Prime scripts, the Flying Minds script. And he's a really nice guy, so I had to personally apologize to him for being a dick on message boards back in the late 90s, early 2000s. Because he got a lot of hate from the fandom that he didn't deserve.
Did he remember you?
No, I hope not.
You didn't remember the restraining order for sure.
So you didn't have to apologize either. You could have just been there with a clean slate. God, I love this show, man. Thanks for the script. Can you sign it, your biggest non-insulting fan?
He was really nice, and he said, he appreciated the passion that Transformers fans have for things. So, and I found out that he wrote a Gargoyles episode too. Gargoyles was a cartoon I really loved in the '90s, and he wrote one of those episodes. So that was awesome.
Cool.
So I also friended him on Facebook, so maybe we can get him on the show at some point. I got a bunch of other comics signed. I think I will not extend things out by showing them all, but I did. I picked up those Robots in Disguise and Primacy issues that just came out before TFcon, so I got them. I was able to get them all signed by the artist there, so that was pretty cool. And
Nice.
That was it.
Plus all the memories you have.
Yeah, they're right here.
Just listening to Bohemian Rhapsody and snapping on Slim Jims while you and Jeremy are driving back home. You can imagine how fun that was.
I got a lot of pictures. Both Jeremy and I got a lot of pictures, so look for those. Hopefully, we should have some of them up on social media soon. So.
Mm-hmm. Do an Elmo or something on the Facebook page or whatever.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah. All right, so I think that's it for trips to the store this week. This was a big one for me and Jeremy. Hopefully, we can we put Darryl to shame a little bit, just one time in this episode.
Maybe.
Yeah, Darryl, this is how you don't make kids cry. You see.
Yeah, I made my kids happy. I bought them their own toys. All right.
I'm just going to get punched in the face by him when we meet. Oh, Yoshi, schmack.
All right, so this is part of our regular Transmissions podcast. You can listen to the whole show at www.transmissionspodcast.com. Link down below in the description. Please check out our whole audio show, and you can listen to all our past episodes on our website. Hope you enjoyed the video, all the stuff we showed here, and we will see you next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.